Hello and welcome to another race with Universe Motorsports. We decided to stay in Florida after our good race at Daytona, and we're racing at the Five Flag Speedway in Pensacola. What a big change of pace going from a super speedway right down to a short track. We're going to be racing the late models that you see here practicing on track right now. This should make for a really good race, really tight quarters. This is a really fun track. Today we're going to be racing the number 9 AC DELCO Chevrolet Camaro. I love this paint scheme. This is one of my all-time top favorite paint schemes back when it was on the number 2 in the Xfinity Series or Nationwide or Busch Series, whatever you want to call it now. On the number 2 RCR cars, I don't know, there's something great about this paint scheme, so I had to race it. We're going to be racing 55 laps here, kind of short, but a lot can happen in that short amount of time. And we kind of suffered in qualifying. We are qualifying in 11th out of 13 cars that are starting this race. Not a good start for us. With this being a late model series, there are no cautions, so we're going to have to keep an eye out on that for anything that may occur on track. Coming from Super Speedway being a rhythm track, you want to make sure that you're hitting your rhythm coming out of the straightaways, top of the rev limiter, getting into the corner, and just at the end of every straight, making sure you're hitting what you need to hit. And again, being a short track, we're going to have close quarters here. It's going to be elbows out, white knuckle racing. Are you kidding me?
Clear low.
Are you kidding me? Right off the start, looked like the one car got loose under a throttle or something, pulls down right in front of the 8 car. We had nowhere to go besides smash into the back of him right at the start of the race. We didn't even make it to the start-finish line, I don't even think. Okay. All right, well, cards are set against us here. We're going to have to make sure that we're just determined to get back to the field here. Terrible way to start this race.
E12.
We have a car in the wall. It's the 6 car. Backed it into the fence. I don't know what happened there, but that's going to bring the rear of the field back to us. So
16.7.
I guess now we don't have to be as frantic trying to catch back up to the field. So looking at the replay, it looks like the 12 car just got very impatient, right to the back of the 3, way too hard into the turn, which ultimately collects the 6 car, backs up, and backs the 6 car right up into the wall.
The guy behind has just done a 16.6. The guy in front has just done a 16.6.
I still feel like I gotta really push this here. We can see the back of the field at least, so at least I don't feel like I have to push too hard.
16.5.
Woo, just loose right there. Oh God. I hope the car being loose is not what we're going to encounter this entire race. That would be really hard. Qualifying, it wasn't too bad. At the front of the pack here, we got the leaders fighting for the lead. The 5 car and the 2 car right behind them, too, is pressuring them hard. Both these cars unsponsored and plain Jane as can be, so hard to tell the 2 apart as the 2 is going to dive under the 5. Go side by side, almost touching doors right onto the front stretch. What a good battle this is. 5 tries to get behind him, and he turns him into the wall, too. Driver side into the wall, 5 is still collected. Get somebody else. 4 cars now involved. 5 car almost flips, and they get down to the bottom of the track, and we're going to pass that. That's 4 more positions for us. Wow. So after a terrible start of the race for us, here we are, right behind the 11th car, and we just jumped up 4 positions.
P7.
Now we're in P7, top 10. This is an amazing recovery back from this ridiculous start we had. All right, we do have this group in front of us, though. Let's make sure that we don't pressure it too hard here. 11 car seems to be having a really shallow entry into the turns. Let's see if we can capitalize on that. He's going to push up, either middle or exit of the turn. Really shallow. We could have dived in underneath him there, but I was really loose the last couple turns coming out of there. And we are able to get our nose underneath him here.
16.8. Wide. Clear high.
Can we clear him? Can we clear him? We do clear him. That was easy peasy. Up another spot. So the car in front of us has left side damage. I believe that is the one car that at the beginning either throttled up or he got bumped in the rear. And what caused us to get involved in that first little incident there. He might be getting held up from the car in front of him. But we're still early on in this race. It's only lap 11. Let's not burn our stuff up. Try to keep pace here, and if he opens the door, we're going to take it, just like we did with the 11 car. and he grabs the wall a little bit, this might be our opportunity, depending on how he's able to get off of this exit. And he had a decent exit. He didn't push it. He didn't overdo it after hitting the wall. With these cars, you expect a lot of grip, so when it does get loose, it gets loose. Got her nose under him.
Outside.
Oh, still loose coming off. Now that he's clear, he's going to shut the door on us here. Hopefully with that damage, that's probably what's going to hold him up a little bit. I mean, I hope so. It doesn't look too bad, but it also doesn't look too great either. Both of his tires are sticking out away from the fenders. Oh boy, he's loose too, and we're just not as loose, and we're able to get underneath him one more time, and we clear him. Easy peasy all day long. So look at that. All right. What are we up now? 6-7 spots from that weird wreck we had right before the start-finish line. This is an amazing recovery we have right now.
P5.
A little bit tight getting into that turn. Not loose at all in that turn. So, like I said, with these cars, they're so tight. They can be tight, and they're so grippy that you just feel like you can take the turn more confidently than you probably should, and before you know it, it'll snap loose. So I'm trying to take it easy. I don't want to burn my tires up, and getting off the exit there a little bit. I felt it just a slight bit. All right, goal now, since we have got up to 5th place here in the top 5, we are going to have to be as defensive as probably possible we can be with no cautions. We're going to want to be defensive as we can until we can kind of get some kind of hole behind us and into the group behind us, that is. Car in front of us has good speed. This was the 3 that got bumped by the 12 that ended up getting that 6 car spun into the wall. He had no damage from that. The 12 just was impatient and rubbed up on him, got him a little sideways. Now our right front is scuffed up pretty bad. Doesn't look like we have too much damage from the incident at the beginning, but something to keep an eye on. 13 is now pressuring the 11. 11's still having a shallower entry. It's almost like he's injured in some way. If he's got damage somewhere in his car, but he looks pretty good. But yeah, he's just entering in the turn way too shallow. I mean, that time he must be hearing me. He took that perfectly fine. 13 is still pressuring me here. Yeah, it looks like it's 3 and 4. He just takes a little bit more of a shallower entry than you really would expect. Oh, got loose again.
The truck temps increasing.
It made out look, man, that was scary right there. I felt like the rear end was just going to smack the wall.
You've just done a 16.9.
Now 13 still has not given up. He is all over this 11. 11 makes 1 or 2 mistakes, and 13 is going to get by him easy here. But 11 could be taking it easy as well. I'm not trying to burn up his stuff, but like I said, with his entry, his angle of entry into the corner, it's almost like he's wounded. 13 able to get his nose underneath there. 11's going to open the door and leave it open all day long, and 13 gets by him. So now 13 is up behind us. We're just going to have to make sure he's not able to really catch up to us. We're going to have to put as much distance as we can against these guys. If they stay fighting, that'll be great for us. You really got to fight with the car. You got to try to negotiate a good way coming out of these corners, because you never really know what the car is really going to give you. We're a little bit tight right there. It scares me just a tad as I was getting up to the wall a little bit quicker than I wanted to. Number of laps have gone by here, and we're still running our pace. The 3 car in front of us has taken off and caught up to the 7. And 13 has caught up to us a little bit as well. The 11 has kept his distance, so I want to say that me and the 11 are really trying to save our tires here, while the 13-3 and the 7 are really pushing it. This might be good for us in the next 15 laps. We still got time here before I really want to lay into it and push it. I would say maybe about 10 to go is really when I'm going to want to do it.
You've just done a 17.1.
13 now is getting his nose underneath us. I'm going to try to fight him as hard as I can here, not give him any room off the exit. Try to be a nuisance with him as much as I can. I'm a little bit tight getting into the turn right here. Oh, that 13 gets pretty tight as well, and he drifts up to us and gives us a little bit of a better run coming off the exit.
There. line. Still there.
We're able to get to the throttle a little bit earlier than him, and we're able to get just a slight run up the exit, but before you know it, you're right into turn 3, and he's just going to have the better line getting into turn. We are not going away quietly. We're not making it as easy as the 11 did earlier on. Really don't want to let him get in front of me here, but if I have to, I might have to let him go just so I can pop myself in front of this 11. So 11 can't get by me either, but I don't have the opportunity at all. That hole closed up really, really fast.
Still there.
Now it looks like the 13th mission is now to stay in front of the 11. Now that I'm in a bad spot here, kind of burning up my tires from being on the outside of the 13, so I'm really starting to feel it getting tight on entry here, which is not helping me at all. Oh, 11 drifts up as well, catches me a little bit in the fender, and that's just going to push him by us as well. Now that hurts. That really hurts, because now we got to try to figure a way back around these guys with really bad tires right now. Our entry is just so tight, and it's not as loose as it was coming off the exit, but sometimes it is, so it's kind of hard to gauge where I'm going to be at.
Your lap time was
what move I can really pull. 11 now working his way underneath the 13. I'm going to try to pretend I'm going to go 3 wide here to scare both of these guys. Let's see what that does. Nothing at all. I thought maybe the 11 would take even more of a shallower entry, or the 13 would drift up a little bit more thinking I'd be there, but that didn't work out either. Well, I do find myself underneath the 13 here. Let's try to sneak by him. And we are able to clear him. So 13 really used up his stuff getting by us.
That was a 17.2.
How's the racing going?
Yeah, that was really good. Running my high line there against the 13 when he was trying to initially pass me. We held him off for like 2, 3, maybe even 4 laps. So it shows that we have a good amount of speed, and we are doing well right now, as the 13 has really just burnt stuff and fell back. We're in an alright position here. We are outside of the top 5, and it's just directly in front of us. I would love to get this top 5, so let's really try to push this. I'm trying not to be too distracted by the 1 car behind us. I have to enter in a little bit higher if I go a little bit too... Ah, man.
Steady.
Yep, there he goes right underneath us. If I enter in way too low, the car gets way too tight and drifts up anyway. I have to enter in a little bit higher to make sure the car is going to have a better exit.
Still there. P7. Hold your line.
Oh, and he's almost clears us, and he drives us up into the wall. Right up into the wall. I don't know if he got tight or what, but he just drove us right up into the wall. He didn't make any contact with us, but gave me no room off the exit there. That was really sucky. Really sucky. So hopefully it's not hurting me as far as damage goes. The car still feels the same. I'm really trying to drive it in deep here. I want to get back to him. And I wish I could get back to him. I could nudge him right out of the way.
2 to go.
Come on, 2 to go. Nail this down. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, you can just feel it. It's a lot tighter than it was, and it's not as loose as it was off exit.
White flag, last lap.
You gotta find the balance with these cars. I'm so quick with a loose car that it was just a little bit too loose for me at the start there, so really not much can be gained when you have that loose of a car going that tight that quickly. That was an exciting race. Terrible start. In the middle of the race was fantastic for us. Everybody, it was a war of attrition, really. And then right there at the end, the 1 just drives us into the wall. We're not able to make a comeback pass on him to get that spot right back. But, well, we started 11th and ended up finishing 7th. It's not too bad, so we gained a little bit of I rating there. But with the 4X we got from slamming into the wall, and, well, I don't even know if that really ended up giving me an X, so I'll have to look back at it. But I know I got a 4X from hitting the 8 car at the start there, so that's going to hurt my safety rating just a little bit. But overall, it was a good race. I enjoyed that. I really like this track. This car is just can be a handful when you least expect it, so that played a big part in today's race. But everybody else around us had a really spectacular race, at least in our sense. Everybody wrecked out, so we moved up. If you enjoyed what you saw today, please like and subscribe for more of these races. I love doing them, and they're super exciting. Thank you for tuning in. Have a good one.